What's up, everyone? Stormy here, and I'm dressed kind of cozy today. I have my bathrobe on that it's got like moons and stars and stuff all over it, and I just decided it was going to be a very cozy day. So I'm sitting here in the very cozy, warm office, and I had a little thing that I wanted to show off here. Um, so I have this book that I think I bought it when I was in Salem, Massachusetts, because I used to visit there all the time. I used to like going to like all the shops and stuff there. But there was a particular bookstore, and it had some new age books, some spirituality type stuff, and I found this book and hoping that doesn't throw off the focus. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, I believe is the name. I do not know anything about this guy, even though I've had this book for so long, but it's basically like a self-care or like self-reflection type book, and it isn't like any sort of denomination, it isn't any sort of religion, but it's just like sort of like a guide to being self-aware and just reflecting on different aspects of your life. And I guess it's kind of a self-help book. And it's very interesting. It draws inspiration from different sources. I don't think it's appropriative. I think it's just, it uses examples in other religions. Like, this is where I'm getting this idea from, or this quote from. So, first of all, I have this bookmark. It's very Celtic looking bookmark. I'm almost sure I got it in like a Barnes and Noble. And it says, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And I think it's an Irish blessing. And, I use this bookmark specifically for this book. So I found this book in a box under my bed where I had like other types of like spirituality and like witchcraft type of books. And I remember this book really helping me a lot. It's dated. I mean, it looks like a really thick book because it has an excerpt here for every single day. It's not like a calendar base, so this isn't for any particular year. It's just like daily observance. I think that's more of a religious thing. I can't think of the word, but daily self-reflection and just kind of stuff like that. And I wanted to read the excerpt for today's date. I just have to check what date it is. Okay, I was hoping this would be like a sort of a non-religious sort of excerpt, because sometimes it does mention religious figures and stuff, but I'm very bad at reading, and I'm not sure how well I'll really do this justice, but it's just a short little entry, and the top of it, dated January 13th, the title is Why We Need Each Other, and it opens with a haiku that says, "A blind child guided by his mother admires the cherry blossoms." And it is attributed to Kikako. I'm not sure. That's the name of the artist who did that haiku. That's going to be relevant here. This little entry says, "Who knows what a blind child sees of blossoms or songbirds? Who knows what any of us sees from the privacy of our own blindness? And make no mistake, each of us is blind in a particular way, just as each of us is sighted uniquely. Consider how each of us is blinded by what we fear. If we fear heights, we are blind to the humility vast perspectives bring. If we fear spiders, we are blind to the splendor and danger of webs. If we fear small spaces, we are blind to the secrets of sudden solitude. If we fear passion, we are blind to the comfort of oneness. If we fear change, we are blind to the abundance of life. If we fear death, we are blind to the mystery of the unknown. And since to fear something is thoroughly human, to be blind is unavoidable. It is what each of us must struggle to overcome. With this in mind, Kikako's little poem serves as an internal parable. For in the course of our lives, we all stumble and struggle repeatedly, in and out of relationship, and in and out of the grace of the hidden wholeness of life. It is in part why we need each other, for often our relationships help us experience the oneness of things. We do this in the course of our lives by taking turns being the blind child, the loving guide, and the unsuspecting blossom, never knowing which we are called to be until we've learned what we are to learn. I'm just gonna kind of sum up the end of this entry. Every single entry has some kind of activity at the end. It's usually like a meditative thing, or it's just thought or self-reflection, just something that ties in with whatever the entry for that day was. And basically it says to read that haiku 3 times over, and each time imagine yourself being the different aspects of that haiku. Imagine yourself the blind child. Imagine yourself the guiding mother, and imagine yourself the cherry blossom that is being seen, admired by other people. And I guess that's it for that. I wasn't sure how to do these kind of videos, but I wanted to do kind of regular reflective, I don't know, I guess like readings from this book. I plan on just kind of opening it up once in a while and just having something to reflect on, something to think about. And I think in the future I might I'll come up with a passage for a specific day, obviously a Monday, because that's when the videos go up, and just find something that really resonates with me, might resonate very well with the audience, because I think this could be a really helpful tool. And if you're looking for the book, it's The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, and this edition has the lotus flower and the lily pads and the raindrops in the background. I've seen other versions of this. See, I'm not very good at explaining what something is, so I could read this thing on the back that explains basically what this book is supposed to be. Designed as a companion and soul friend, this is a book of marvels woven from the author's own story, stories of other struggles with their humanness, and truths from the great wisdom traditions. A series of daily reflections, the Book of Awakening is a guidebook for a new journey of the soul. Each entry is a work of art, accompanied by a practice that makes for a completely original call to awaken the mind and the senses. And while it isn't tied with any specific religion, in fact, I think I found it next to pagan prayer books in a bookstore, it does give, it has some quotes from rabbis, from Buddhist monks, from Bible school teachers. It comes from a lot of different sources. Just interesting things to think about. Every single entry has the title, and then it opens with some kind of quote or some kind of poem, or maybe a song lyric. I mean, if you're into a lot of the the spiritual self-reflection, meditative stuff, I don't know a lot about this guy, but I know that it mentions that Mark Nepo, the author, is, I guess he's a cancer survivor, and he writes a lot of different books similar to this, where a lot of spiritual devotion and inner transformation and just things like that. So if that's what you're into, then I recommend this book. You can get it online. I got it from some bookstore in Salem, but this was a very long time ago, 7-8 years ago that I got this book. But I've started to put this on my dresser where I'm going to see it, and I try to remember every day to open it to that day's entry, passage. I know that I have definitely read every single one of these. Sometimes every day, sometimes I skipped ahead and read a few of them in a row, just to see what it becomes, how this book progresses. It's really just daily reflection. So you can start at any point in the year and just open it up to the corresponding day and just kind of give yourself something to think about, I guess. I mean, I guess that's all I had for today. Just, I needed something a little more like laid back, a little more calm, and I want to do more of these videos where I'm just kind of relaxing and, I guess expressing more of myself and more of the things that I'm into. And a lot of that is spirituality. A lot of that is just curiosity about religion and about different things like that. I'm I'm the worst at explaining things, but I mean, I guess if I have the robe on, I guess it's a sign like this is gonna be a very chill video where I'm putting way more of myself into the video than I normally do, instead of just kind of putting on like a funny character persona. I think persona is a better word for that, because I really try to play it up for the camera, but in reality I want this channel to be like a little bit of everything, a little bit of something funny, goofy, lighthearted, informative, laid back, more calm for some. So yeah, let me know what you think. I don't know if you can find other entries anywhere. I don't know if you could see like more examples from this, but I mean, if you do, let me know what you think of it. And I mean, if you buy it, definitely let me know, because that would make me feel like so awesome that I recommended something that someone actually went out and purchased. So yeah, it's just a little self-help book, I guess. Keeps me grounded a little bit, kind of keeps my mind a little more focused, a little more calm. So yeah, anyway, I am signing off for now. See you later.